Hello students, we are ready with our next video. In this video we will discuss some examples and we will try to explain how NMR spectroscopy can be used to distinguish two pair of isomers, two different type of compounds. Let's see how do we do this. These are different compounds and we will ask you, suppose this type of question is usually asked in an exam, how these two compounds will be distinguished on the basis of NMR spectroscopy. So how will you proceed in this? Let's see. This is paraxylene, this is ethylbenzene. So how will you distinguish these two on the basis of NMR spectroscopy? You can see yourself that in this case there are only two environment, one for methyl proton and one for this benzene ring system. And in this system there is a three environment, 1, 2, 3. So these two can be easily explained. You will write that these two can be easily distinguished because this compound contain only two environment and this compound contain three type of environment. And moving ahead, we will also explain that this compound will contain two singlet, one for this and one for benzene ring system, two singlet here, and this compound will show you singlet plus quartet plus triplet. So they are very well distinguished easily on the basis of NMR spectroscopy. 1, 2 environment, 3 environment, 2 singlet, 1 singlet, 1 triplet, 1 quartet. In this compound, how will you distinguish these two compounds on the basis of NMR spectroscopy? In this compound, the environment are 1, 2, 3, 4. In this compound, environment is 1, 2, 3. So they are easily distinguished on the basis of number of environments. Here it contains 4 environments. It contains 3 environments. You can see here 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. So 4 and 3 they are easily distinguished. And moving ahead, you will explain that it contains triplet, sextet, triplet, singlet, triplet, quartet and singlet, and peak pattern are also very distinguished. So we can easily distinguish these two compounds on the basis of NMR spectroscopy. Third, this is propanol, this is acetone. These two are isomer. As you can see here, how will you distinguish these two compounds on the basis of NMR spectroscopy? In this case, you can see here 1, 2, 3. There are 3 environment in this case, and in this case only 1 environment. So they can easily distinguish. We can easily distinguish these two compounds: 3 environment and 1 environment. Nature of peaks: triplet. It have 1, 3 and 4. Pentate, and it will show you triplet. It will show you only singlet. So these can be easily distinguished on the basis of NMR spectroscopy. In this compound, number of peaks, let's see how many number of peaks are there. 1, 2, 3 environment, 1, 2, 3 environment. Environment are same, so we cannot distinguish on the basis of number of environment. Let's see nature of peak. Nature of peak is singlet, quartet and triplet. Nature of peak is singlet, quartet and triplet. They are also similar. So how will you proceed in this case? You will proceed in this case is that in this case this singlet for methyl will be at 2.1. and in this case singlet for this methyl will be at 4.0 or 4.2 approximately. So singlet in this case will be observed for this CH3, it will be approximately around 2.1, and in this case singlet for this will be at 4.0. in this case this will be at higher value around 4, and in this case methyl will be at higher value. So you can easily distinguish that. If we have to distinguish on basis of only one peak, I can choose only this peak, or I can choose only we can say I can compare these two parts. Suppose I compare to ester part, so I will say that in ester part I will obtain one singlet for this methyl, and in this case I will observe a quartet for higher value and triplet at low value, and singlet in this case will be observed at 2.1, and singlet in this case will be observed at 4.7, around 4.0 Caspar. You will observe this. So you will distinguish these two on the basis of one peak, and that one peak can be any one peak you can choose. I am choosing one singlet. So singlet in this case will be 2.1, it will be 4.0. Here again it is similar case. If you have to choose it, if you have to choose here, so singlet in this case will be around 4, and singlet at this case will be around 2.1. So one isomer where singlet is at higher value will be this. So if you are given an NMR spectra and you are given an NMR spectra, you see this singlet. If singlet is at higher value, then you will immediately say that it is this compound which is showing singlet at higher value because of the closeness to oxygen. And if you give me another NMR spectra and you see this singlet is at lower value around 2.1, so you will say that this is the compound which is showing us singlet for 2.1. So this is how we distinguish these compound on the basis of NMR spectroscopy. Next topic we will discuss, it is called the degree of unsaturation, or it is called the unsaturation index. It is the most important parameter. Before discussing the NMR spectroscopy structure elucidation, this parameter discussion is must. According to by this parameter, we can find out by looking at the molecular formula of the compound, we can find out what is the degree of unsaturation. If I ask you what is the degree of unsaturation, it means what is how many different type of unsaturation are there in the compound. Suppose if I say that I have a benzene, if I have a ethene, then degree of unsaturation is 1. If I say I have butadiene, then I will say degree of unsaturation is equal to 2. If I say that I have acetone, it contains one double bond, it means degree of unsaturation is equal to 1. If I say I have a benzene, it contains 3 double bond and 1 ring, so degree of unsaturation is equal to 4. If I say I have any cyclic compound like cyclohexane, then degree of unsaturation is equal to 1. So just by looking at the molecular formula of the compound, you can determine what is the degree of unsaturation of the compound. So before going for the structural elucidation through the NMR spectroscopy, let's see how degree of unsaturation is determined. Degree of unsaturation is also called the unsaturation index. Before we discuss this, let's see, I am just trying to draw some formula involving halide. I am also trying to draw some formula involving oxygen. I am also trying to draw some formula involving nitrogen. It is haloalkane, it is alcohol, it is primary amine. If I have to write its molecular formula will be C2H5Cl. Here C2H6 oxygen. Here C2H7 nitrogen. So what is the difference you are observing here? As you see this formula carefully, you will observe that every halo is responsible for decreasing halogen. Every halogen is responsible for decreasing hydrogen by 1 atom in the respective alkane. The respective alkanes means if carbon is 2, respective alkane should be C2H6, right? Corresponding alkane will be C2H6 with C2. Number of hydrogen should be C6. So halogen is decreasing, responsible for decreasing hydrogen by 1. It is C2H6O. It means oxygen is not showing any effect on number of hydrogen. Number of hydrogen is same with this, what it should be when we consider the C2. Its corresponding becomes C6. It is C6. So oxygen does not cause any effect on the number of hydrogen atom. Nitrogen, as you can see here, C2H7N. It means each nitrogen is responsible for increasing hydrogen by 1, decreasing hydrogen by 1. So you should consider this. You should keep this in mind that every halogen in your molecular formula is responsible for decreasing the hydrogen by 1 of the corresponding alkane. If it is C2, corresponding proton should be C6. It should be H6. So it is H5. So decreasing is H by 1. C2H6, there is no effect. Oxygen cause no effect on the number of hydrogen. Nitrogen, each nitrogen addition, if there is one nitrogen, one hydrogen will be added to one hydrogen is added as you can see here. Each 2 nitrogen will mean, it means 2 hydrogen will be added. So every nitrogen, 1 hydrogen increase, every halogen, 1 hydrogen decrease, oxygen no effect. So this is the point you should keep in mind, that halogen cause decrease of hydrogen. 1 halogen means 1 hydrogen less, 2 halogen means 2 hydrogen less, 1 oxygen no effect, 2 oxygen no effect, one nitrogen, one enhancement of hydrogen, two nitrogen, two enhancement of nitrogen is observed. So just by looking at this, so this is what we should keep in mind. So okay, so how unsaturation index is determined? Unsaturation index is determined by what is the hydrogen of alkane minus hydrogen of compound divided by 2. What is the hydrogen of alkane, corresponding alkane? What is the hydrogen of compound divided by 2? So I will explain this here to make it simple. I am having different compounds. You can see here C6H14. So C6H. So corresponding proton should be for alkane should be 14, and compound is already containing 14. So 14 minus 14 divided by 2 is equal to 0. So unsaturation index for this is equal to 0. Second compound is this C3. For C3, alkane should be C6 plus 2 C8, right? So for C3, number of protons should be 8, and it is also containing one halogen. So decrease one hydrogen, so it will become C7. Now this is the compound C7 minus C7 by 2. So degree of unsaturation here is again is 0. So what do? You take your alkane carbon, find its corresponding value of proton for alkane, do the respective addition, removal by looking at the whether it is containing nitrogen, halogen, oxygen, then divide minus this with this and divide by 2 will be giving you unsaturation index. To make it more clear, let's see this. It is C3. So for C3, you know, alkane value is C3H8. Okay. It contains 5 halogen. To mean 5 halogen means there should be 5 less hydrogen. So it will become C3H3. Now this minus this 3 minus 3 by 2 is equal to 0. So unsaturation index of this is also equal to 0. For this, it is containing C5. So C5 corresponding alkane is C12, H12. H12 oxygen does not cause any effect, so no proton change will be observed here. So divide. You do the subtraction of 12 minus what is the proton here, 10 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So unsaturation index of this compound is equal to 1. See this C4 corresponding alkane will be C4 H10. Bromine is there, decreases by 1, it will become H9. Now oxygen is there, oxygen does not cause any effect, so now decrease 9, do the subtraction of 9 minus 7 is there, divided by 2. So this compound is also containing unsaturation index is equal to 1. There are more examples. Let's see here. C6H12. So C6 corresponding alkane is C6H14. There is no oxygen, no nitrogen, no halogen. So 14 minus 12 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So unsaturation index of this is equal to 1. For this compound C5 corresponding proton should be CH12. So 12 here, there is oxygen, so oxygen does not cause any effect on this proton. So 12 minus 10 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So unsaturation index of this compound is equal to 1. See this compound C4, corresponding alkane proton should be H10. It is containing bromine, so decrease hydrogen by 1. Oxygen does not cause any effect. Now 9 minus 7 of this proton divided by 2 is equal to 1. Unsaturation index of this compound is equal to 1. It is C6H6, you know it is benzene. Benzene contains C6, the corresponding proton should be should be 14. So there is no oxygen, no hydrogen, no halogen, no nitrogen. So 14 minus 6. 14 minus 6 divided by 2 is equal to 4. So benzene unsaturation index is equal to 4. See this compound contains C6, corresponding alkene H should be H14. It is containing nitrogen, so increase hydrogen by 1, it becomes 15. It becomes 15. 15 minus 7 divided by 2 is equal to 4. So unsaturation index of this compound is equal to 4. See this C6, corresponding alkane will be H14. H14. It is containing halogen, so decrease hydrogen by 1, it becomes 13. Now 13 minus 5 divided by 2 is equal to 4. This compound also contains unsaturation index is equal to 4. So this is how we determine different type of compound and we determine their unsaturation index. Now see what is the significance of unsaturation index. So after finding unsaturation index, let's see what is the significance of unsaturation index. Remember, if unsaturation index is equal to 1, it means compound contain one double bond or it contain one cycle. If unsaturation index is equal to 2, before I move to 2, let's see why I'm saying that one unsaturation index is equal to one double bond or one cycle. I must explain this with the example. Let's see, I have a cyclic compound, cyclopropane. Cyclopropane formula is C3H6. Let's find out unsaturation index of this cyclopropane molecular formula. C3H8. So 8 minus 6 is here, 8 is here, divided by 2 is equal to 1. So this is why I'm saying that one cycle, you can take any cycle, you can take cyclohexane. Every cycle will show you unsaturation index is equal to 1. Cyclohexane, in case of this cyclohexane, C6H12 is the molecular formula. C6H12 is the molecular formula. So what is the unsaturation index of this formula? C6 corresponding alkane proton will be 14. So there is no oxygen, no hydrogen, no halogen, no nitrogen. So 14 minus 12 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So this is how I'm saying every cycle will contain unsaturation index is equal to 1. So one unsaturation index is equal to one cycle, one cyclic compound. And I must also explain this with one double bond. Suppose I have ethene. What is the formula of ethene? C2H4. Now find out unsaturation index of this formula. Unsaturation index will be C2H6. The corresponding alkane value should be C2H6. So there is no oxygen, no halogen, no nitrogen. So no effect will be observed. I'm sorry. No effect will be observed here. So you find out just the corresponding alkane C2H6. Now H6 minus 4 divided by 2 is equal to 1. So this is how I'm saying every double bond is equal to 1 unsaturation index. So I'm sure that it must be now clear to you. So one double unsaturation index is equal to one double bond or one cycle. This double bond can be carbon-carbon double bond, or it can be carbon-oxygen double bond. It can be any double bond, but it must be a double bond. If unsaturation index is equal to 2, it means 2 double bond. It means 2 cycles. It means 1 double bond plus 1 cycles. It means 1 triple bond also. So triple bond unsaturation index is equal to 2. It means triple bond also. If unsaturation index is equal to 3, it means 3 double bond. It means 3 cycles. It means 2 cycles, 1 double bond, and different type of combinations. Or it means one triple bond plus 1 double bond, and different type of combination are possible in this case. You can make out different combination involving 3 unsaturation index. If unsaturation index is equal to 4, it means 4 double bond. It means 4 cycles in your compound. It means 2 double bond plus 2 cycles and different combination. It means 3 double bond plus 1 cycle. So you just see here 3 double bond and 1 cycle. You should focus on this 3 double bond and 1 cycle. So I'm trying to explain one important point here, that is, if unsaturation index is equal to 4, it means 3 double bond, 1 cycle. It means you just see the structure of benzene. Benzene is 3 double bond, 1, 2, 3 and 1 cycle. So benzene contain unsaturation index is equal to 4. You can find out yourselves. Benzene formula is C6H6. To find out the unsaturation index of benzene, it is C6H14. There is no oxygen, no nitrogen, no halogen, no effect is observed. Now 14 minus 6 divided by 2 is equal to 4. So benzene unsaturation index is equal to 4. So you must remember this, that unsaturation index, if it is equal to 4, it must contain benzene. If compound unsaturation index is equal to 3, it means compound cannot be benzene. For any benzenoid compound, there must be at least 4 degree of unsaturation, at least 4 degree of unsaturation, or it may be more than 4, or it can be 4, but it must be 4. If it is less than 4, then compound cannot be in any case benzene type compound. It will be any type, but will not be a benzene type compound. For benzene type compound, unsaturation index must be equal to 4 at least. So it was the importance of unsaturation index, how unsaturation index is observed. Suppose I just for example I write this compound. I ask you what should be the unsaturation index in this compound. You see there is 2 double bond. So unsaturation index of this compound will be 2. You find out by your formula, even by finding out by formula, you can also find out it will come out to be 2. if I write this compound, what will the unsaturation index of this compound? It is 2, it is 1, unsaturation index of this compound will be 3. If I write any compound like this, cyclobutene, it is 1 cycle, 1 double bond, unsaturation index of this compound will be equal to 2. You find out by yourself by calculating by formula, you will find out the same value 2. You take any compound like cyclopropene, it is 1 cycle, 1 double bond, it will come out to be 2. So this is how you just take the example of acetone, CH3, CO, CH3, just 1 double bond. So degree of unsaturation of acetone will be 1. So this is how unsaturation index is a very important parameter before discussing the structural elucidation through NMR spectroscopy. So after discussing the unsaturation index, we are left with the structural elucidation through NMR spectroscopy. We will discuss that part. I think that is the last part of NMR spectroscopy in the next class. Thank you.